Grassroots gravel, Pueblo, Colorado, 110 miles. Let's get into it.
Yikes.
Come on, Josh.
Let's get him.
Before we get into the race talk, I do need to tell you how I was feeling leading up to this day. Today it's Wednesday, so 3 days out. Pretty sick. Hopefully get over this cold or whatever this is. Because I did come down with a cold or a flu or something, and I was really hoping to recover from this sickness that lingered in my body before race day. But unfortunately, that's just not how the cookie crumbled. I could drop out of the race and let my body recover, seeing as a 110-mile effort was probably not the best thing for it. The thing is, last year I'd signed up to do Gravel Locos around this time, which was also an event in Pueblo, Colorado. If you guys have been following the channel for some time, you would know that I had to drop as I had developed problems in my left knee. Problems I wasn't really looking to play with. This year, however, I felt fine physically. Well, kind of. So I was not going to let that ruin another full day of bike riding. I did say, well, if all else fails and I feel like crap once I start, I could just DNF and be okay with that. This feels like a great point in the video to mention that I hadn't been going on long rides since like summer. And even those were not quote unquote long rides, being 40 miles on average. Literally, my last long ride was in Wisconsin and it was 30 miles in July. But I did feel like I was good on the bike and in good physical shape, so I was going to call this the 3-month taper. On race day, I lubed up my body with liquid IVs. Like seriously, I probably had about 10 of them in the 24 hours surrounding race day. I cooked some eggs for fuel and hit the road.
Yeah, he's my manager at Giant.
The race started and ended in one of Pueblo's new establishments called Fuel and Iron, which has a good amount of food and offerings for everyone, so I enjoyed this particular start and finish zone. This being downtown Pueblo, the field had to cross town, and to not make it a version of Monster Track, but in Colorado, the first 4 miles were neutral, and the last, I think, 6 miles of the race were also neutral.
2023!
Once everyone could see the start line, the pace picked up. This was quite a funny start as people, including myself, picked up speed to hit the start fast and were immediately met by washboard.
Yikes, yeah.
This is kind of the point of the day where you start asking questions. What race are you doing? What time do you expect to do it in? You ask these questions not to find your competitors, but to find people to ride with. Going into this race, I thought I would be happy with a sub 10-hour finish, especially knowing the way I was feeling. However, the 4-mile intro had me feeling good and ready to test my pace out without blowing up. So at this point, I was hoping for right around 8 hours. I figured I could ride with people trying to bag sub 9 or 8 hour finishes, and that would set myself up to achieve my goal. Matt, who is the rider in the blue with the white Uzwi pack, was going for sub 8 hours, so I decided I would try to work with him for a while at the start of the race. Now, I had unintentionally worked my way up a bit from him, but he gladly asked me to hop on the train on this downhill road section.
Josh.
I know, right?
But with my first stop, I lost Matt. His plan was to not stop at any aid station to reach his goal of sub 8. My goal, while important, was not going to keep me from stopping at aid stations for all the tasty snacks, or lack of snacks, more like power juice. While I had stocked up on Cliff Bars, which are usually my go-to on long rides or big efforts, I felt on race day they were a struggle to put down. I think it was the sickness and having an irritated throat, but I just couldn't put down one per hour, which is what I usually do. Which led me to the Super Juice Flow formulas. Every aid station was well stocked up with Flow. This was my first time trying Flow formulas, and essentially it's like legal doping. It's a drink mix that has all the carbohydrates and electrolytes you would want to keep you from bonking. And boy, was this stuff gold. I know many people say don't try something new on race day, but I was already all in. I couldn't put down any more Cliff Bars and had to risk it if I wanted to stay in this thing. Flow formulas saved my day. Now, this is not a sponsored video, by the way, but would definitely be open to working with them in the future as they are a Colorado company. Anyway, Matt would work his way up and I would work my way to find new riding buddies.
Stopped at my first aid station about 18 miles in, filled up with Flow. So all stocked up. Here comes the big climb.
This is Adam, and I would work with him and a bunch of other riders for about 12 miles before the riders doing the half would eventually turn around to head back to the start.
You said you were dropping the pace back there.
Had an applesauce, started feeling spicy, you know?
Yeah.
Gonna regret it in like 15 minutes.
Good job, Adam.
I took a turn pulling for the group and worked my way into aid station number 2 for me. Here I would fill up one of my bottles with Flow to have 2 full bottles before the 12-mile road climb. By the way, huge shout out to all the volunteers at the aid stations. They were beyond friendly and would hold your bike for you, fill up bottles, and just be overall very supportive. It seriously felt like I had a family of my own out there crewing for me and helping me out. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Heck yeah.
Thanks for the support, and I hope you're enjoying this video.
In and out of that aid station at mile 34, which is nice. I'm not taking too long. This is getting so beautiful. Here we go. This is the big climb of the course.
So around mile 34, the 110-mile course took you up 12-mile road, which climbs about 3,000 feet in under 10 miles. This was the biggest effort on the course, and I appreciated it being more towards the beginning of the race and not towards the end. I didn't get much footage of this because brutal. I did, however, manage to catch up to Matt, even if it was just for a bit.
Hey, Matt. What's up? This climb sucks. Got about a mile and a half left of it. I'm ready to get it done.
After the climb, you do get rewarded with some nice gravel switchbacks and a major road descent. This is where I met Dallas.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Man, oh man.
That feels so good to get it done with. Gosh. Oh my god.
After passing Lake Isabel, we had a little bit of a road climb, and then the course put you through an amazing gravel descent. This was probably my favorite part of the course. I was very careful cornering though, as I was running old WTB byways, and it felt like I would slide out at any moment. But besides the gravel descents, I do feel like these tires were a pretty good choice for the course, as there's a lot of road sections and hard packed gravel.
I had to do that. That was sick. Howdy. Yeah.
You want flow in them or what?
Yes, please. Flow.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Shortly after aid station 3, I was starting to feel the ride in my legs. It was about mile 70 when I had my race slump. Note that this was not a bonk, more so a mental battle of pushing through the lull of the race. It was at this point, though, that we were met by a group of 3, Jim, Angel, and Patrick. So 3 became 5, and now we were cooking with gas.
Yeah, yeah. Good work.
Angel is a very strong rider, and at one point he took off and dropped us. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but either way, I thought it was important to bring him back in to keep our group strong, cruising until the end.
Let's get him.
At this point in the race, we were keeping a steady pace and taking off the miles. We decided as a group to skip the last aid station and power on until the end. As we worked so well together to get to the finish line, it felt strange trying to beat each other out at the end of the time segment. Jim and Dallas took off on a sprint, and I ended up giving it half an effort, which paid off as it put me in just a slightly better position than the rest of my group. So after all was said and done, I ended up with a time of 7 hours, 24 minutes for the timed segment, which I believe was right around the 98-mile mark. For the whole 110, or 109.96 as my Garmin recorded it in the end, I ended up with a time of 8 hours and 4 minutes moving time and 8 hours 17 minutes total time. A result I was pretty pleased with. After not having much long rides in the past couple months and facing sickness the week before and on race day, I was happy with that. So that is it for this video. Thank you to Adam for putting on this race. Heck of a race, Adam. If you're in the Pueblo area, or even if you're around Pueblo, I would definitely recommend checking this out. It's a beautiful time of year to ride these roads, and there's many course options. There is 110, there's 75, there's 40, there's 15, so it's a race really for everybody. And thank you guys for watching this video. Drop it a like if you enjoyed it, and thank you for subscribing.
Only 450 odd people. Anyway.
You want to say hi to anyone? Your mom?
Hi mom, hey grandma.
Grandma.
Hey wife. See you in a couple hours for beer. Sorry, you can bleep that on YouTube. Or don't.
I will.
Wow.
Yeah. Muy bien, Ángel.
Gracias.
¿Quieres saludar a alguien?
Saludos a toda la familia Colorado.
Eso es todo.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for surviving, man. You're not doing so bad. Good bleeding feeling.
All right, Dallas.
Yeah. Where'd you park at? The Riverwalk?
D Street.
I'm headed that way.
Oh, okay. Well, let's cruise. Oh!
Nice.
Oh!
Nice. How did you learn Spanish?
I grew up in Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Oh man, I wish I had the legs to keep up with him.
I'd like to see our average speed. I think mine was like 13.
Yeah, that's what my watch said, 13. That's not too bad. Wrapped up, got chicken sandwich. Gonna drive home now. Forgot my donut here. It's been sitting here all day.
It's just gonna show. I mean, the level is so high, legit, and I think it just would validate what we're doing and